Minister, 4 years here, and I still can't get my head around the fact that this government has not asked for a write-down, that this government refuses to request a recapitalisation. I think it's absolutely astonishing that a government of a country as indebted as ours would actually turn their face against a proposition such as a European debt conference. Even, that the Minister for Finance explanation has been that this country has a debt that is sustainable. Now, the debate on whether or not this debt is sustainable, unfortunately, will be had by our grandchildren. But the issue of whether it's sustainable is also a moral issue. Is it sustainable for a country to pay debt while its people are dying on trolleys? Is it sustainable that a person would suffer a lifelong debilitating paralysis due to the fact that they've had a stroke while waiting an hour and a half for an ambulance because this state has diverted money away from that particular service? Is it sustainable for 1/3 of a million people to emigrate in a very short space in time because money is diverted from investment into bondholders' pockets? The state debt levels might be sustainable in the mind of the ministers who earn six-figure salaries, but not for the 164,000 people who are long-term unemployed in this state or languishing on the register. The 34% of workers who are currently earning less than $20,000 a year. And if you add that to the 10% on the live register, it shows about 44% of the working population in the state on incomes of less than 20 grand a year. Now, Minister Noonan referenced Syriza's election manifesto commitment to give food stamps to its poorest as a difference between Ireland and Greece. And at one level, the Minister is right. Ireland is different than Greece. If you include personal debt in Ireland, Ireland's debt is far higher than Greece's debt. So that's the scary difference there. On a day-to-day level, we're not actually that far in difference. In the run-up to Christmas, 2,000 people in one day queued outside Dublin's Capuchin Day Centre for food parcels. That's the second highest turnout in the 40 years of that service. Hundreds of people on a daily basis, including children, Minister, are queuing up for breakfast and dinner in the Capuchin's Centre. The latest CSO figures tell us that the number of children living in consistent poverty has doubled from 2008 to 2013. Every day, 135,000 children are facing material deprivation. Now, the fact that our 3-month Treasury bill may be zero at a zero rate a number of weeks ago is little comfort to a family who's stuck in a hotel room because this state won't provide the necessary housing for its family. It's little comfort to a family who's going down to the local petrol station to fill a 5-gallon drum up with kerosene because they can't afford, in these freezing cold nights, to fill the oil tank at the back of their house. Ireland's debt is not sustainable, and to state so is actually reckless with regards to the needs of this country. The moral case for debt write-down goes hand in hand with the economic one, and not just in Greece. EU leaders keep telling us that we've learned the lessons of the crisis, yet the Minister and his council counterparts refuse to grip the thorny issue of debt. Debt is the millstone around the neck of the people of Ireland. It is the brake on growth. It is a primary reason why Europe is currently economically stagnant. Indebted families can't put food on the table, indebted businesses can't grow, and indebted governments can't invest. So whichever way you look at it, the government is failing on both fronts, economically and morally. Fine Gael and Labour also appear to be suffering from the Stockholm Syndrome, which is absolutely amazing that Ireland, having suffered all that I've just said, is now becoming part of the group who is preventing other countries seeking debt write-down. Despite having been abused and ignored within ECOFIN meetings, and despite having been fiscally waterboarded, as Yanis Varoufakis has said, by our so-called European allies, Michael Noonan and this cabinet are now rounding on Greece's desire to seek a write-down for themselves. And contrast to the attitude of the public statements of Yanis Varoufakis, he has stated that it's not just in Greece's interests or the interests of the Greek people, but also in other countries who are in similar situations, such as Ireland. I genuinely believe that the Irish government is a quisling regime imposing society-crushing diktats against the wishes of the Irish people. The Greek government has done more in 2 weeks with regards to Irish interests than this government has done in 4 years.
Interruption. Thank you.